Howdy, YouTube. Eznix here with a look at video for you. I haven't done one of these in a little bit. We're going to look at an Arch-based distro called Archman Linux. Archman's been out for several years now. They're coming out of Turkey. I believe it's a single developer, but I could be wrong about that. Certainly one person listed on their SourceForge page. And it's a desktop that usually focuses around Xfce. Over the years, they've done a KDE version and a Mate version, but they've always had their Xfce edition. So that's what we'll be taking a look at. They just released their newest ISO dated June 6th, I believe, but we'll take a look. Archman has always provided a pretty straightforward, very complete, usable desktop in whatever desktop environment they did at the time, and Xfce is no exception to that. So let's go right to the VMware or virtual box here, not VMware, and start her on up. Now we do have the graphics controller set to VBox SVGA. I tried the VM SVGA default, but didn't seem to start the graphical user interface with that controller. Now, I believe that this ISO, was spun up just before the removal of the VMware graphics driver included in Arch. So this might have it, and it might have a newer Mesa, and those two conflict. So to get around that, we're going to start it up in VBox SVGA. I do have a hard drive here, a 60 gig hard drive to install to. We'll do the installation. So let's stop talking and start booting up. So we're booting up in BIOS mode here, not UEFI. And we're going to boot with the defaults. They do have an option to boot non-free drivers. I assume that's NVIDIA. And they do have a fallback mode for no mode set. So let's just go with the default. And let's move this a little that way so my face is not blocking too much of the screen here. Boot up seems to be going well. Everything's looking good. We should reach the desktop any second. I don't have the mic turned on to the system sounds, which this distribution has a little startup chime. You may or may not hear it when it gets there. Now I talked over it as well. So maybe you heard it, maybe you didn't. It does auto run Calamares, which is okay. It's not my choice because, hey, you might just want to use the system as a live system and not install it. Let's take a look at which version of Calamares we're on. The most current, 3.3.14. Very good. And let's just start off the installation. We'll take a look around the desktop while it's running. So next, found my zone. Keyboard is fine, English default. Let's go with erase disk. We don't have a choice of file systems. We do have a choice to install swap space. Looks like we're getting ext4. Okay, so let's hit next. Type in our username of choice. Type in our password. It's not enforcing strong passwords, and it is set to default use the same password for the admin account. And let's go ahead, install now. And they have some graphics in their installer. We might get a slideshow. I don't know. We'll find out any moment now. So let's take a look around the desktop. We can minimize this. Their theme is certainly usable. It's not what I would choose, but hey, it is what it is. They do have a folder here, Archman example files, and they have some information, it looks like. Let's open up the PDF here and see what's there. Okay, basic summary overview. No, I don't need that. It did open up in the browser, it looks like. No, is it? Yeah, it is a browser, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. We do have some pictures. Turkish old tent. Let's see what that looks like. A small picture. Okay. Little cultural, MP4. Okay. We do have an MP4. Turkish throat music. And we have it as an MP3 as well. We have some other pictures. A GIF, Turkish bow and archer. Oh, an animated GIF. Okay. Cool. Okay, so some files here. Let's see. That's it for customization of the files on the home directory. I just opened that and closed it, didn't I? Let's take a look at the menu here. Okay, favorites is populated with a lot of favorites. Recently used has some items as well. So when they took the desktop theming files and all the settings files and transferred them into the ISO, they did so on a system that was obviously in use and had favorites and recently used files. So that's why you have these in the live ISO. Accessories. Let's see. We have GNOME disks and Grandpa file archiver, calculator, leaf pad, mouse pad, onboard keyboard, note taker, studio image writer, screenshotter, sensor viewer, XF burn, Vim, okay. Education, okay, LibreOffice looks to be installed. They have Chess and Chromium BSU for games. Graphics, we have the GIMP, Inkscape, Ristretto image viewer and viewer Noir, and LibreDraw. Internet, Firefox, you get LFTP and Pigeon. I didn't even know people still used messenger chat like that, Pigeon. Interesting. Okay, multimedia. We have Xfce that comes along with Quadlibet, which is a great lightweight music application. Xfce, I think, just does MP3 tag editing. Parole, Media Player, XF Burn, Voco Screen. That's an interesting inclusion. That's a screen to make videos from the screenshots like I'm doing with OBS, really. Not screenshots, whereas a video from your screen activity. MPV player, okay. Office, we sort of knew LibreOffice would be here. Settings, what do we have under settings? Add remove software. Okay, so Pamac is included. I assume that's Pamac. And the rest of these look pretty standard. We have Firewall D installed, and we have the Java JRE, it looks like. Okay, for probably came along to help out LibreOffice. Panel profile settings, okay. Qt5 settings. The rest of these are all pretty standard. Under System, add remove software again. Calamares installer, which already ran at boot. Firewall D again. Gparted is here. That's good. SUSE Image Studio Writer. You know what I mean. To write ISOs to USB sticks. I'm not sure why you need this when you already have disks. There's a little duplication here, a couple lightweight text editors, so nothing outrageously duplicative, but a couple little things. Not too bad though. Archman was one of those distributions that I had known about for years when um, I forgot the name of that distribution that I just did a blast from the past video on. It was an Arch-based distribution, very similar Xfce desktop, Calamares installer, Pamac. You're going to force me to go back to my own um, channel to see what it was. Yeah, you're going to force me to do that. I didn't think you would, but you are. So let's just go back to my own channel. And I'm going to remember it just before I get there. Let's see. Swag Arch. I know it. Archman to me is similar to Swag Arch in that they focus on Xfce, providing a pretty complete, usable desktop with most of the software one could reasonably want to have starting off. And that's it. So very sane defaults, and we're all done. That was a very quick install, or I just took a long time talking. Let's go ahead and reboot here. Did you hear that? I don't know if that got onto the video. They not only had a startup chime, they had a logout chime. So let's boot existing OS. We have our grub. We have the regular Linux kernel. So we're getting the most recent kernel, of course. Well, as of the ISO release. We'll run an update. Now, I'm debating to run the update with Pamac and see if we can force a problem, or show removing Pamac and maybe installing an AUR helper if one's not around, and running the update just in the terminal. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. We're not even booted to the desktop. We're not even logged in yet. It's taken a while. I wonder why. There we go. Okay, we have a highly themed login manager here, a display manager. 1, 2, 3, and log in. Yeah, I just told you my super secret password there, didn't I? I use it for all VMs. Okay, we have the style desktop. Looks exactly like the live ISO. We're not greeted with any sort of welcome screen, which is fine. Don't need or want one most of the time. Let's take a peek at, let's get a terminal easily accessible here. Xfce terminal. Create launcher. There we go. Always need a terminal. Ah, good. We're not inundated with a fast fetch or any sort of weirdness in the terminal. That's cool. Let's do a sudo pacman syyU. Just the first time it's running. Forgive me, Arch gods. Ooh, we have a lot of updates. Let's just go ahead and do the updates. Don't want to deal with Pamac. I don't want to force an error. I decided to be kind, not cruel. I probably could have done with a reflector to rank the mirrors and get the fastest ones. We are going at a snail's pace here. Well, not so much a snail's pace, but It's going to take a bit because we have, wow, yeah, LibreOffice, Firefox, new kernel. What else new do we have? Um, well, GIMP, Inkscape. Oh boy, yeah, a lot of big packages to download here. It's not going as slowly as I thought initially. I think what I was seeing was the fact that we just have some huge ass packages to get. Now it's moving along nicely. We'll reboot after this, of course. There's a lot here to reboot from or into. So we're going from the 6.14 kernel to the 6.15 kernel. Hopefully no problems there. Yeah, quite a bit of new stuff coming in from an ISO that was just released less than a week ago, or just a week ago. Arch moves quickly. I'll give it that. We're almost done. We've got all the packages downloaded, mostly installed, just finishing up some post-installation configuration, it looks like. Regenerating the init RAM FS, okay. And we are done. Let's go ahead and save a little space, get rid of whatever's built up in the package cache there. And you know what, before we reboot, let's remove the ISO. Okay, cool. And let's reboot and see what happens. Fingers crossed, hoping for the best. Well, grub came up, cool. That's always a good first sign. Not getting any errors yet. That's also a good sign. Graphical environments loading. Wonder why it takes so long to get to the display manager login. Well, it's working. It's trying. Okay, there we go. You know, personally, I'd go with a much simpler display manager setup that doesn't take so long to load. It's a login prompt. That's all it really is. Doesn't have to look so pretty. Doesn't have to, whatever. How often do I log in? On my desktop, I'm logged in 24/7 unless I'm rebooting for an update. But other than that, okay. So we have our fully updated system. Let's go ahead and see if I can remove Pamac without any ill effect here. Sudo pacman r Pamac. Hmm. Add remove software. Yeah, It is Pamac. Hmm. Do we have yay? Yeah, we do have yay. Okay. Hmm. Is it Pamac all? Hmm. Pamac AUR. Okay. Yes, let's get rid of it. Okay, cool. Done. Pamac's out of there. System, no more add remove software. Good. Pamac just destroys most Arch-based systems. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go about changing the appearance, icons, theme. This is mostly usable for me. I'm not crazy about it, but you know what? See, that's why I don't do any theming on my own spins because I know most people are going to, whatever you give them, they're going to want what they want anyway. So, and if you do have a user that's like just using your system because it looks exactly the way they like, they're not going to be a user for long. That user is going to move on because their taste will change and your distro won't appeal to them anymore because it's just skin deep. Hope you like this look at Archman Linux. It remains a decent choice, certainly for an Xfce desktop with a good collection of software, same defaults except for Pamac, and run an update in the command line. You're good to go. Hope you enjoyed. Take care, stay safe. You'll see me in another one, folks. Bye bye.